Welcome to the Sprite Flash tool. This tool expands on the capabilities of Unity's default and diffuse shader to allow a custom color overlay of your sprites. Let's run through the features and try to save you some time in your projects. Here we have a Viking sprite. We have the usual sprite renderer, and here underneath it in the inspector is the Sprite Flash tool. By pressing the Flash button, we get a preview of the flash effect. A flash effect is useful in many games, for example when a game object is struck by a bullet. But this tool also allows it to be seen outside of the game environment without having to enter play mode for easy adjustment and quick iteration right in the editor. The color can freely be changed, and with the preview mode we can see what the full effect looks like and adjust the maximum effect to our liking. Now then, let's go through the details of the tool. Here are the color swatches we have saved, and we can easily save a new custom color. There. Using the buttons hidden by the Color Presets toggle, you can locate the data in your Assets folder, open it for manual editing, copy it for another project, or clear them all. They're saved in your project's data folder and can be manually populated with color hex code if you would like. The flash color is fairly self-explanatory, but worth noting it will cover the entire sprite. The flash amount is a 0 to 1 slider that controls the transparency or opacity of the flash effect, with 0 being fully transparent and 1 being fully opaque at maximum effect. The duration is a float in seconds. Here it's set to about half a second, and if we increase it up to a full 1, you'll see the flash becomes a full second of duration. If the decrease amount over time is set to false, the overlay will stay at full opacity from the moment it is triggered until the full duration has passed. This can be extremely useful for highlighting and acknowledging player inputs, interactions, and event triggers with any sprite you'd like. Putting it back to true has the effect fade out over the duration. The tool works with both the Unity default and diffuse materials, and all it takes to swap is changing the selected material entry. You can see it, naturally, works in play mode as well, and this Viking example script is the simplest possible implementation to show what little is needed. Just invoke the flash function and your sprites will be flashing before your eyes whenever you'd like. Version 1.2 was created to support users who requested a slight feature expansion. Why not add the ability to apply the Sprite Flash tool to a more complex game object comprised of multiple sprites? Oh, right, because work. Well, I went ahead and did it for you. So, let's take a look at the new features. This drop-down list is where separate sprites can be linked together within the Sprite Flash tool. When adding a new part, the values cannot be changed until a sprite renderer is assigned, so simply make sure to drop one into the box. Name the part and then adjust the values as normal. The left axe will now be red without changing the Viking's white flash. The flash preview button still works the same way, but now we also have a flash all button that, as the name implies, triggers the flash on all the connected sprites. Each part can be modified independently or in tandem, however you'd like. They can also be activated separately in your game using the flash, flash all, and flash part methods. The list of parts includes the previously demonstrated add new, and the expand all and minimize all buttons allow for efficient workflow when finished editing parts or needing to make sweeping changes. The items in the list can be freely dragged around so that they are fully adjustable, swappable, and customizable. Every value can be adjusted and each part tested independently with the flash part button. The preview all button shows the maximum opacity of all the parts at once. Why, that's quite the festive Viking now, isn't it? Again, using flash all, we can trigger a flash of all the parts at the same time, so Viking white, left axe green, right axe is red. If we set decrease over time on the left axe to false, you can see even those values are able to be set separately for each sprite in the assembled game object. That's an interesting effect, but I definitely prefer the more consistent look for this sprite. That's more like it, but who knows what your game might need. This is especially helpful if there's a specific part of the sprite the player is expected to interact with. The Sprite Flash tool is a simple but powerful utility that brings special effect options and better communication to your player on any sprite-based project.